Yeah, the stock market. Stock market has lost $5 trillion in 3 weeks. Yes, Trump, he's the Ozempic of the economy. Wow. 5 trillion. Today, Greenland offered to buy us. There are...
Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a spicy one for you. Donald Trump's so-called business genius is nothing more than a carefully spun illusion, and Bill Maher is here to tear it apart. In a scathing takedown, Maher exposes the brutal irony of a man who managed to bankrupt casinos, literal money printing machines, being entrusted with the reins of the world's largest economy. Under Trump's reckless watch, America's financial health spiraled into chaos. Ballooning national debt, soaring living costs, and a stock market obsession that left everyday Americans struggling while billionaires lined their pockets. Maher doesn't just poke fun. He calls out Trump's presidency for what it truly was, an economic train wreck disguised as a business masterclass. Stick around because we're breaking down exactly how Maher ripped apart Trump's financial fairy tale, and trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. Let's get into it.
One thing we've known about Trump for quite a while is that in the world, the countries that we traditionally liked, like England and France, those kind of places, he doesn't really like. And the people that we traditionally didn't like Saudi Arabia and Russia, he likes. For example, there's I'm sticking with the Union, the former Soviet Union. Unlike some people, he always says thank you. Europe, your ancestors left for a reason.
Alright fam, let's talk about one of the biggest scams Trump pulled. And no, I'm not talking about Trump steaks or that university hustle. I'm talking about his obsession with the stock market. Every time Trump got in front of a mic, it was douse up, economy's booming, best numbers ever, like the stock market was the scoreboard for how well you and I are doing. But here's the kicker, that stock market magic? It wasn't doing squat for the average American grinding paycheck to paycheck. Bill Maher absolutely nails this. The stock market is great if you're a hedge fund manager or one of Trump's billionaire buddies, but for the rest of us, while those stocks were shooting up, people's wages stayed stuck, healthcare costs were brutal, and rent kept climbing like a bad fever dream. So yeah, Trump's flexing those Wall Street numbers, but Main Street, it was left in the dust. And Maher's not letting him get away with pretending one equals the other. Bottom line, a fat stock market doesn't mean regular folks are thriving. It just means the rich got richer, while everyone else got played.
But other Republicans have changed.
Oh.
You said in your special, Trump got the White House again, but he's not going to get your mind.
Yeah.
How's that resolution holding up?
Not that well. I gotta say it lasted. Yeah. I also said I wouldn't pre-hate anything, which is true. I didn't pre-hate, but boy, does the hate come around quickly. Mm-hmm. I mean, has it been only a month? Yeah.
It's been 1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
I mean, I made a list. Like, here's what I already hate. Here's things I don't hate yet. There are things that, like the idea that Gaza could be Dubai instead of this hellhole that it's been. Other people have suggested that by way of us taking it over. No. Starting a new American empire. No, this insanity of Zelensky as the dictator and
outrageous
this opposite day kind of shit with the Western Alliance. So that resolution.
You remember how he rolled them out like he was Santa Claus for the middle class? Yeah, turns out he wasn't stuffing stockings, he was stuffing billionaire bank accounts. Bill Maher calls it exactly what it is, a straight-up giveaway to the ultra-rich. Trump sold it like middle-class families were about to hit the jackpot. But spoiler alert, all those promises, empty. Most regular folks got just enough of a tax break to maybe grab an extra coffee or two, while CEOs and big corporations cashed in like they hit the lottery. And what did those corporations do with all that extra cash? Did they raise wages? They bought back their own stock, lining their pockets even more. Classic trickle-down BS. And guess what data needs seen? Maher is basically saying Trump didn't just fail to help working people, he used them as cover while the wealthy made out like bandits. And if you're wondering why your paycheck doesn't feel any heavier, well, now you know where the real money went.
Trump says, I like reading as little as possible. I don't need, 200-page reports on something that can be handled on a page. He's actually proud that he makes decisions without learning anything, which makes him the perfect president for a nation perpetually looking at its phone. Yes, it turns out that the stock market has really kind of rejected the notion that if we turn on our trading partners, chickens would lay more eggs. Yeah, I mean, when Biden was president, it was everything about the eggs, the price of eggs. We got to lower the price of eggs. And now Trump retweeted somebody last week who said, shut up about the eggs.
Trump's big, bold trade wars. Remember, when he slapped tariffs on everything like Oprah, handing out cars. You get a tariff, you get a tariff. Yeah, turns out not the genius move he made it sound like. Bill Maher goes off on this. Trump pitched tariffs like he was protecting American workers, like he was playing 4 chess with China and the rest of the world. But here's the reality check. Those tariffs didn't hurt the other countries as much as they hurt us. American farmers, small businesses, even regular shoppers, everyone ended up paying the price. Literally, costs went up, trade partners hit back with their own tariffs, and businesses started bleeding. It's like Trump set his own house on fire, then acted shocked when the flames got out of control. Maher breaks it down plain and simple. Trump's trade policy wasn't some genius negotiation tactic. It was reckless, short-sighted, and left Americans picking up the tab. Bottom line, when you're playing economic hardball without understanding the rules, it's your own team that loses. Bill Maher goes full savage here, connecting the dots between Trump's long list of failed business ventures and his presidency. I mean, seriously, Trump Airlines, Trump Steaks, Trump University, every one of these was hyped up, flashy, full of big promises. And what happened? Every time. They crashed and burned. Bankruptcy, lawsuits, total disasters. Now, fast forward to Trump running the country. Exact same playbook. Flashy rallies, over-the-top promises, I alone can fix it energy. But when the dust settled, financial chaos, record deficits, trade wars, and middle-class families left holding the bag. And just like with his failed businesses, Trump walked away, pointing fingers, blaming everyone else. Maher's basically saying, Trump didn't govern like a leader. He ran America like one of his doomed side hustles, all hype, no follow-through, and zero accountability. So next time he tries to sell you on being a self-made genius, remember, the steak was chewy, the airline tanked, and the country almost did too.
What do you, for you, David, what do you think of artists like Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda canceling tours of their shows at the Kennedy Center now that Trump has taken it over?
I've played the Kennedy Center 3 times.
Really?
And every time I've gone, I've said, why haven't you given me the Mark Twain Award? Like, usually
I should get it too.
Yeah, the last time they gave it to a writer was Neil Simon.
Wow.
Now Jeff Foxworthy's going to get it before I do. I mean, it doesn't seem fair. I've played the Kennedy a bunch of times, and I got to say, I don't know that I'd go back right now, because I think the audience is going to stay away as well. And usually when I've been there, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but it sells out. And I don't want Trump to take credit. I don't want to lead to its success if he's going to claim that as a victory for himself.
You're not a dick for selling out.
No. I mean
Not
a dick
at
for
all.
saying it.
Not a dick for that either.
Okay.
You're just not
3 times sold out. Try to get it. I'm angry that the building was politicized. I'm angry about that.
Okay, but I will say this in defense of the other side on this one, because I watched the Kennedy Center honors this year. It was in December. It's always in December. I always watch it. And this year they honored Francis Ford Coppola and the Grateful Dead were the 2 famous ones, and then they have an opera singer you never heard of, and okay. There's 5 people who get honored. And now maybe I'm wrong because I didn't do an exhaustive study, but I was watching the show. I did not see one person in the audience or one person on the stage who you would think voted for Donald Trump. Now, this is the last month of the Biden administration. And having just lost the election, I just thought, you know what? Invite Ted Cruz. If this is supposed to be America and we're all together and you just lost, invite some of the people who you wouldn't suspect to be there. I'm sure Ted Cruz or somebody like that likes Francis Ford Coppola. Everybody likes
Everyone
The
likes The Godfather.
Godfather.
Bill Maher lays it out perfectly. Trump's entire presidency wasn't about real policies, long-term plans, or actual solutions. It was all about the spectacle. Every move Trump made felt like it was designed for the cameras, the headlines, the viral clips, not for real, lasting impact. Flashy rallies, endless tweets, wild sound bites, all smoke and mirrors to distract from the fact that there was no real strategy behind the curtain. And anytime something went wrong, classic deflection, blame the media, blame other countries, blame past presidents, blame literally anyone except himself. Maher's point is clear. Trump wasn't running a government, he was running a PR campaign 24/7, keeping the spotlight on himself while dodging the hard work of actually fixing things. Bill Maher doesn't hold back here, calling out Trump's masterclass in gaslighting. Every time the economy tanked, trade deals flopped, or policies backfired, Trump's go-to move: play the victim. Suddenly it's the media's fault, China's fault, Obama's fault, the Fed's fault. Heck, probably even your fault if you let him talk long enough. Maher's point is crystal clear. Trump's entire strategy was to rewrite history in real time. He'd mess things up, then spin it like he was the only guy who could fix it, completely ignoring that he caused the mess in the first place. It's like setting your house on fire, then demanding credit for showing up with a garden hose. And the wild part, so many people bought it. The gaslighting was so constant, people started doubting reality itself. Maher is basically waving the red flag saying, yo, don't fall for the con. The receipts are all there. Trump didn't just dodge responsibility. He built his brand on making sure someone else always took the hit. Now love him or hate him, you gotta admit, Maher's made it his mission to be the guy pulling back the curtain. While Trump's out there spinning stories, rewriting history and turning chaos into a soundbite, Maher's the one standing there with the receipts, rolling his eyes and saying, not so fast. He's sharp, he's sarcastic, and he's got zero patience for BS. And honestly, that's what makes him dangerous to the spin machine. Maher doesn't just crack jokes, he uses humor like a scalpel, slicing through all the contradictions and double talk, making sure audiences stay awake, alert, and skeptical. Because let's face it, in a world full of media spectacle and gaslighting, having someone constantly calling out the hypocrisy is exactly what people need. And Maher, he's not letting anyone off the hook. And that's a wrap, folks. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more no-nonsense, sharp takes cutting through all the political spin, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, we're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with Maher's takedown? Or do you think there's more to the story? Either way, I love hearing your takes. Thanks for watching, stay informed, stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next one.